Good Monday morning, a wet Monday morning, according to my weather station in there. We've had like over 1.25 inches of rain, and just today, so that means from midnight till now, it's wet out there. I guess that's part of spring, huh? Today we're going to bring some awareness to back bends. And back bends are a way that you can energize the nervous system. You can activate the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight. Fight or flight can have this connotation of too much, but sometimes we need to energize. We need to be more engaged in our day. We're feeling that slump. We just woke up and we need to really brighten up the brain so we can get going with our day, like after a weekend. Join me on the mat. We're actually going to start in a standing position today. A couple of blocks would be nice if you have them. And once you arrive, let's feel the feet. So just move, just almost a little dance here, shifting around, feeling the soles of the feet. Just becoming aware of the sensation of our foundation. That kind of rhymed, didn't it? Sensation of our foundation. And then let's shift a little side to side, feeling the inside edges and the outside edges, all four corners of the feet. So below the big toes, below the little toes on the ball of the foot, and then back on the heel, outer heel, inner heel, feel that. And then come to stillness, and let's shift a little forward. Keep the foot on the mat to begin with, so just little movements forward and back. And then maybe a little deeper, so as you come forward, maybe up onto the balls of the feet. Up onto the balls of the feet. And as you shift down and come back, lift your toes. Feel. What do you feel down there? And then find balance. Look down at your feet. They should be hip distance apart. So right below the hip points here, the hip bones. If you had a 6-shooter, you were a cowboy, it would be right there. Feel the balance. Now lift your kneecaps. So that means you engage your thigh muscles, the quads. And breathe here. Feel that sense of being rooted. And today those trees should be firmly rooted so they don't blow over in this muddy weather, huh? So let's root ourselves. Get ready for our week. We'll do a little breath practice, a pranayama practice. Breath of joy. You've done this with me before if you've practiced with me. It's breaking your inhale up into 3 pieces. So the inhalation, the breath in, is also a way to activate energy, to wake up. So we'll start in a very simple way. It's just going to be inhale, 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 long full exhale. Here we go. And we'll quicken the breath a little more than you would be right now. So start to quicken. 3 more. Exhale completely. That might have been 2 more. Now we're going to add arms. So it'll be inhale, 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 exhale. Here we go. One more. Pause. Notice already. You should be waking up. You should be feeling a little buzzed, a little charged. Now we're going to add one more option to this, and it's a bit of a forward fold as we bring those arms down. So it'll be inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, 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 exhale. Go. One more. Come to stillness. Feel those feet. Feel that energy. Root to rise. So we're rooting down through the feet, rising up through the crown of the head, just like those trees out there waking up. I can see the buds starting to swell. Breathe. As you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, push the air away. Bring those arms down to the sides. Let the gaze follow the hands. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the chin down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Now I want you to step your feet a little wider than hip distance apart. So the width of your mat would be a good place. Turn your toes out a little bit and bend through the knees. Take the hands to the knees. As you inhale, let's do a back bend. So cow. Exhale, round the spine, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Feel that ripple of movement up and down the spine. One more each way. Now stay in this shape. We're going to start to blend in some gentle twisting. So I want you to bring your left shoulder towards the midline. So right here in the center, towards the midline. And I'm going to open the right shoulder towards the sky. You can take your gaze to the right or even up towards the sky. And then come back to center. Now bring the right shoulder towards the midline and then open the left shoulder, roll it back there. You can even slide the hand up the hip and look up. So add a little flow to that. You can even start reaching with the arm. Feel this twist, kind of wringing out the spine. And notice what's happening here in the hips. As I'm twisting towards my left hip wants to come back, my right hip comes forward. Let that happen. And unwind. That protects your SI joint, the place where your sacrum meets your pelvic bones. Let's do one more each way. And then rise up. Bring those feet hip distance apart again. Root to rise, rising up. Inhale, swing your arms up. Now I want you to bring your right hand down. Left arm up. So my wrists are flexed. The palms face the ceiling and the earth. Now keep your ear in line with the shoulder, with the upper arm as you fold over. So we're keeping the head in line. And then bring that arm down. Inhale. Now the left arm's up, right hand's down. Reach them both ways. Keep the ear lined up as you take a side bend. So lateral flexion and extension, back up and down. We'll do one more of these each side. Inhale. Reach in both directions and then fold to the right. Back to center. We'll do one more. Reach, and then fold. And swing your arms back up and down. Now step wide again, and you can turn the toes out. Just pay attention to your knees. Adjust the stance until your knees feel comfortable. And do some hip circles. Explore the range of motion in your hips. And go the other way. And then bring the feet together. Toes touch, heels touch. Little bend in the knees and some gentle circling through the knees. And notice the ankles and the feet, they're all getting a little movement here as well. Go the other direction, lubricating all the joints. And then rise up. Now let's grab one block. So I want to demonstrate an action in the body that will help you as you're moving through the back, especially flexion and extension. I we're going to extend a lot today, some back bends to wake us up. So I'm sure you've seen the little Pez dispensers that pop out a little piece of candy when you lift the top, which is usually the head. So you're the Pez dispenser. You've got this block in between your thighs, and notice that you can push the block forward, and that's an external rotation of the thighs. You can feel the glutes squeezing, and you can also feel kind of the sensation of all the forces coming down towards the sacrum, almost like compacting that area. That's what we want to avoid. Now I want you to come to center again and send your block back. So it's an internal rotation. And once you get the movement, take your hands back to the hips and you can just feel that widening of the sit bones, more space in the back for movement, especially in a back bend. All right, now lay your block down. Actually, let's bring the blocks out here in front of the mat on the highest setting. Find your mountain pose, feet under the hips, but spend a little time. A little fluid movement here in the body. Inhale, reach up. On an exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Take your hands to your blocks. On an inhale, lift halfway. So now my legs are straight, and roll those thighs inward. Feel that. And then exhale, bend the knees, fold. Now pull the feet away from each other, and that's activating the outer thighs, the hips, and you're also internally rotating, and that supports your back as you come back up. Exhale, hands home to the heart. Let's do a few of those. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Pay attention to the back as you inhale, internally rotate. Exhale, fold. Pull the feet away from each other. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, down. 3 more on your own. Two more. Last one. And this time take the hands to the mat and meet me in table. You can lay the blocks off to the side for now. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Check those knees out. Reach back with your right foot, tuck the toes, push through the heel, push down into the mat. Feel that stretch in the calf muscle. Now hover your left knee and your left shin and your left foot just a little bit and feel the core engage. Now lower the left knee, left shin, left foot. Lift that right leg, heel straight up. See if you can lift the belly towards the spine. Reach out with the left hand. And then exhale. Knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that belly lifting towards the spine so you're engaging the core. One more. Now plant the hand, keep the leg out there, keep it lifted. I want you to swing your leg across your left shin. Peek over your left shoulder towards your right toes. A little side bend. And breathe. Undo, come back to table. Maybe do some circling here through the hips. And then the other direction. And back to table. Reach back with the left foot. Ball of the foot, push down in the mat like you're at the very top of a push-up, and then press back through the heel. Now hover the right knee, right shin, right foot. Feel the core engage. The engagement of the core is also a way to keep the lumbar spine, the low back, supported and safe during all movement. And then exhale, release, lift the heel. And try to draw the navel back towards the spine. Feel that support the low back. So now you've just taken away the sway back. You're coming back towards more neutral in the lumbar spine. Reach out with the right hand. Then 4 times. Plant the hand. Swing left foot across the right shin. Touch those toes down. Look over the shoulder and push your left shoulder forward. Get a nice stretch in the left side body. Breathe into those ribs. And then back to table. Let's take a wide child's pose. Knees out wide, big toes touch. Let's set the hips back. So we'll come into a little bit of a back bend here, but we're real supported in this wide child's pose. Support your forehead. If your forehead comes easily to the mat, take it there. If you need to stack your fists. So this is a nice supported back bend. So we're activating the sympathetic nervous system in a very supported way. Heart faces the earth. Breathe in the morning. Two more breaths here. And then come back to table. Tuck your toes. Let's lift to downward facing dog. And take your time getting there. I always think of a cat. I know it's down dog, but I guess dogs do this too. This nice yawny, stretchy movement. Finding space. Exploring your sensations to guide your practice to what's best in your body today, and it may be different tomorrow. Now bend your knees a lot, plant those feet underneath your hips, and push the mat away with your hands, and notice that pushes your belly towards your thighs. Now you can stay here, or as you inhale, lift your sit bones and reach down with your heels. Feel that nice stretch in the backs of the legs. Breathe. Tuck your chin, ripple forward with your spine, coming into plank, and then let's go right back to down dog. Exhale brings you forward to plank. Inhale, down dog. Keep going back and forth. Now the next time you're in plank, let's pause. So push into the mat, push the mat away, top of the push-up. We're going to protect the shoulders. Press into the base of the index finger, base of the thumb. Let the inner wrist support a lot of the weight. Keep your hips a little lower than your shoulders if you can. I'm on the balls of my feet. I'm going to push forward a little so my shoulders go beyond my wrists, and then keeping the navel back towards the spine, rolling my inner thighs back. I'm going to lower the hips. Coming into a modified up dog or a cobra. Let's go back. Let's try to take that in a flow. So we're going to ripple forward. Draw the navel back towards the spine. Roll the thighs inward. Heart comes forward. Gaze lifts last. Let's do two more of those. Roll the thighs inward. Engage the core. And from here, drop the knees and come down to crocodile. So another resting pose. And before you come into crocodile, open those legs wide, bend your knees, and then windshield wiper your shins side to side. Make sure your pelvis comes along. So we're loosening up the back. Float your shins down. Now we were on our hands and wrists a lot. Let's roll, squeeze, get some blood flow. Now we rest. Exhale, everything releases and let's go. 3 more breaths. Now bring your legs together, hands by the armpits. Press back into plank and lift to downward facing dog. Walk your feet to the center of your mat. Plant them under your hips, and once you arrive with the feet, knees are bent, walk the hands to the feet. Now pull your legs away from each other. Feel that open up space in your back. So release that, and then take your hands to your glutes, to your sit bones. Pull the feet away from each other. Feel that space, feel that support. And we're going to use that as we swing our arms out and up, coming to stand. Exhale the hands home to the heart. Heel toe your feet forward to the top of the mat. Let's do a little balance while we're here. We'll come into tree pose. So plant those feet, root down, and really work like a cat does. Work those feet. Find that connection, find that support, then rise up from that place. Shift your weight to your right. Come up on your left big toe. Now we're going to externally rotate the thigh. Neutral to external. You can bring your foot bring your heel to the top of your foot, bring your foot to your calf, all the way up. You find your place. I'll try to find mine this morning. And then once you're here, another rooting to rise. So I'm on my right foot. I'm going to lengthen, and come out of this right hip. Arms wide. And if that becomes easy, then let's move a little bit. Maybe arms overhead, swaying like my trees were doing during the night with the wind. But I'm rooted through that standing foot. Got my gaze towards the floor. And then bring your arms out wide. Keep the knee lifted, and I'm going to swing my leg behind I'm going to swing the left leg behind the right, kind of like we did when we were on our hands and knees. Keep the knees bent a little bit. Now swing your arms up. I'm going to grab my left wrist with my right hand. Take a little side bend here. Tuck your chin, look up underneath your left arm. So a nice side bend, but this is a challenge for the balance as well. And then try to balance on the right foot as you come back to tree. Breathe. Now knee forward, point the toe, come back down, step it out, reroot, reconnect. Come to stillness and notice. Compare left and right sides. All right, let's take the weight to the left. Come up on the right big toe, pivot, external rotation. Maybe keep your foot like a kickstand or anywhere up the inside of the leg. Once you arrive, push foot into leg and leg into foot. And notice how drawing everything towards the midline helps you to stand tall. I'm wobbling. And again, maybe we have those windy tree branches. And then arms wide. Bring the knee forward, swing the leg around, come onto the ball of the foot. I'm going to take my right wrist with my left hand, pull up, fold over to the left. Tuck my chin, look up under my right arm, breathe. And then try to balance on the left leg as you come back to tree. Focus on your breath. Everything towards the midline, maybe hands to heart. Feel yourself rise up. And then knee forward, toe forward, and foot down. Plant those feet. On an inhale, reach up. On an exhale, fold forward. So you can use blocks if you need to. Or take your hands to your shins, and as you rise up and straighten those legs, roll the thighs inward. Feel that space in the low back. Bring your hands to the mat. Step back with the right foot. Drop the knee. Take the right foot to the top of the foot to the mat. Left hands to left knee. Both hands to left knee. My words are getting all crumpled up today. I think it's because it's Monday. That's what I'm going to blame it on anyhow. So once you rise up in this kneeling lunge, let's play a little more with some support for the pelvis and for the low back. I want you to draw the left foot back without letting it move. And that right knee wants to pull forward. Let that happen like you're drawing the blades of scissors together. Feel that support. Now lift your navel up towards your rib cage and draw it back towards the spine. Feel the support of the back here. Breathe, hands to heart. I'm going to take my arms out in front of me. I'm going to swing my left arm up and back, coming into a twist. Keep all those things engaged though, and engage the legs like blades of a scissors. Engage the core. Now swing the left arm down and forward. We'll take an open twist to the right. Let's take the right hand down and back. Reach in both directions. Is everything still engaged? Now swing the right arm up and over and bring both hands to the inside of the left foot. Heel toe the left foot to the left, and then a final little external rotation of the toes to the left. Do some circling through the hips here. One direction, then the other direction. And then come to stillness. Let's shift forward and back. So you can come up onto that heel. So my leg's kind of wide here. You can crawl the hands along with this movement. Notice as we shift back, we get a nice stretch here in the back of the leg. As we shift forward, we get a stretch in the other leg in the front. And then come back to your kneeling lunge with the leg wide. We're going to come into lizard. So keep the legs like they are and just walk the hands forward. Start to drop your torso lower than your thigh. You can stay here with the arms supporting you, or maybe you're able to come down onto your forearms. The blocks can be helpful. Once you arrive, maybe you want a little more. Tuck the toes of the right foot, lift the knee. Lizard pose. Breathe and draw the legs towards each other, even in this shape. So it's like you're dragging your left foot back and pulling your right foot forward. Feel the support. Draw the belly up towards the back. Lift the front body towards the back body. Now drop your knee. Hands underneath the wrist. Let's step back in down dog. And you can wiggle a bit here. Find some space. Find stillness. Walk the feet to the center of the mat. Plant them under your hips. Then, with knees bent, walk your hands to your feet. Pull the feet away from each other. Rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's walk the tightrope to the top of the mat. Nice and slow. Make yourself balance. Play. And when you arrive, feet under hips. Root down, send those roots. Lift the kneecaps. Swing your arms out and up. On an exhale, bend your knees forward, fold. Inhale, maybe now fingertips can stay on the floor. Push those knees back, but roll the thighs inward. Feel the space you're making in the low back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Take the hands to the mat. Step back with the left foot. Drop the knee. Top of the foot to the mat. Hands to the right knee. Push and rise up. Draw the right foot back, left knee forward. Feel that engage the thigh muscles. Feel that support the pelvis. Draw your navel back and up. Feel all of that support. Hands to heart. And breathe. Bring your hands forward. Let's take the thumbs up like we're hitchhiking. So I'm going to take my right hand up and around, coming into a bit of a twist. Now reach, spread the fingers wide, reach in both directions. Keep everything engaged in those legs. Keep your core engaged. Now drop the right hand down and forward. Thumbs are still up. Left arm down and back. Feel the hips. Keep them engaged. Reach in both directions. Now swing left arm overhead and bring the hands down inside of the right foot, heel toe to the edge of the mat. Little external rotation. Let's circle here. Explore. And then start your forward and back. So I'm coming forward and then back onto my heel. Use your hands here. Like you're creeping along in the weeds like a cat. And feel the stretching. So as we come back, we're stretching the back of the leg. As we come forward, getting a nice stretch here in the front of the other leg. And then come to stillness, planting the wrists under the hands again. Coming into lizard. You're going to walk those hands, dropping the chest a little lower than the top of the thigh, maybe a lot lower by coming down onto the forearms. If you want a little more heat, tuck the toes of the left foot, lift the knee. Draw the feet, the legs towards each other, so the right foot, pull it back. You're on the ball of the left foot. Try to drag that forward. Draw your navel back towards your spine. Breathe. Now you're going to breathe into the ribs. Push into those elbows. Now drop. And we're going to come back onto the belly. So find your way to crocodile. Stack those hands. Rest your forehead on the back of the hands. Bend the knees. I like to circle the knees too. Just bring your hips along though. So the lower back gets the signal to let go. Takes that gripping away. And then float the shins down and breathe. Let it go. Three more breaths. Now line your legs up again with your hips. Bring the tops of the feet and all 10 toes to touch the mat. I'm going to push down on the tops of the feet. Draw the navel back towards the spine. Feel how that draws the pubic bone and the low ribs towards each other. Now roll the inner thighs upward and the outer thighs out and down. Feel all that support. Take your hands low on your ribs. Tuck your chin. Keep all that engagement below, and on an inhale, like you're pulling your hands towards your hips, feel the heart scoot forward until it can't go anywhere but up. Keep a little bend in your elbows. Keep everything engaged, and then fold back down. Tuck your chin, forehead to the mat. Let's do 3 more of these rolling cobras. Inhale. And exhale. Remember, these will wake you up. Keep going. Tying movement with breath. Let's do one more. Engage everything. Exhale down and then come back into child's pose. If wide child's pose feels good, do that. But I'm going to keep my knees right in line with my hips. So now I'm supporting my belly, my ribs. And when we did our wide child's pose, we were in a bit of a back bend, and now we're in a bit of a cat back.
flexion. Breathe up and down the spine. Breathe into the back body. Maybe even run those hands alongside of your shins, reach back for your heels, and then let your shoulders just drop. Direct your breath right between those shoulder blades, into the armpits. And on your next inhale, meet me in table, and then swing the legs around. Let's do a couple of seated poses. Let's start with a little Baddha Konasana. So once you arrive, just bring the soles of the feet together, wherever that's comfortable for you. My feet are a ways away from me this morning, and I'm gonna shift around on my sit bones, and then sit tall. Take your shins and pull the shins a little bit and feel that, bring the pelvis forward, feel that exaggeration of that inner curve of the lumbar spine. So we're in a little bit of a back bend here. Heart comes forward, gaze goes up. Breathe, nice gentle back bend. And then coming forward, lead with your heart. So the movement is in my hips, and eventually my spine comes through neutral. And then maybe it feels good to you to fold here and let your head hang. Once again, breathing up and down the spine. Fingertips to the mat, and sit back up. Right on those sit bones, take your right hand behind you. Left hand helps that left knee come over, stacking it on the right knee. Take a little twist. Breathe, exaggerate the breath in the belly here. Use the breath to massage the digestive organs in the abdomen. And then unwind. And we'll take the second side. Left hand behind you, right hand helps the right knee, coming into this nice twist. And then unwind. Come onto your back. And if you have a block, I want you to bring it between your thighs. So this time I've got it lengthwise. So not like, you could have it like this if you wanted to, but I like it lengthwise kind of to fit the inside of my thighs. I lift one shoulder at a time. My knees are bent, ankles underneath the knees. Push the thighs into that block and then lift your hips. Coming up into bridge pose, and exhale, come down slowly. Sometimes the tendency when we lift in bridge pose is to allow those legs to come out to the side, and you can try that once. Feel how that just kind of cramps everything up in the low back. So by bringing the block in between the thighs, it gives you some place to reference, some place to squeeze and keep everything in line. We're coming into a bit of a back bend. Now come down. I want you to lift the back of your head, tuck your chin, and then reach through the crown of your head and lay your head back down. So now you've made a little more space in the neck. Know that in this shape, you have an opportunity to help undo some of the forward head, the tech neck that we get. Lift up into bridge. Now hold your bridge. Now push down into the back of the head. So we're strengthening those muscles that have become weakened because of our forward head posture. And exhale, come down. So just a little added bonus to our back bend here. Let's lift again. Squeeze the thighs. Push into the back of the head. And exhale down. A little more back bend. Let's lift up. And tuck the arms again. and reach behind you and make a fist with your hands. Push the knuckles down. Push into the back of the head. Maybe you even lift onto the balls of the feet. Push the thighs together and then try to ungrip your glutes. Whole lot going on in this posture, right? 2 more breaths. And then exhale. Come down. Your heels will come down last. If you have a block, lay it off to the side. Bring the feet wide, left and right edges of the mat, and bring your arms out someplace where they're comfortable. And then a little windshield wiper here, side to side. And then come back to stillness. Do any last minute movements you feel you might need before you settle into a shape for Shavasana. Resting for a few moments of stillness. Feeling the sensations of the body moving with the breath. Can you soften the muscles on your face? Smoothing the lines in your forehead. Releasing the corners of your eyes, the corners of your mouth. Even a sense of the ears relaxing. Perhaps you feel a little more space now between your eyebrows. Let go. Begin to deepen the breath now. As you begin bringing movement back into the body. In whatever way feels good. And then roll over to your right side. Rest your head on your arm. Blink the eyes a few times and then rise up to a seated position. So I find as I study yoga, there's wisdom, just inherent wisdom in our bodies, and back bends energizing our nervous system. When I reflect on what I do when I first wake up in the morning, it's usually a back bend. I reach up, I inhale, so it's inhale, back bend, and those are the two of the things that we can bring into our yoga practice as tools to take with us to energize the nervous system. It's always interesting to me. Let's inhale, reach up one more time. You'll grab a handful of raindrops. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart. May you have peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful world. Namaste. I'll see you Friday. Have a great week.